Hey guys, it is Jess and welcome back to my channel. So today I am doing a build that I'm actually really proud of, not gonna lie. I've been watching a lot of YouTubers lately and I have just been really inspired. So this particular build, the landscaping of the home, I was gonna say house and then I said home, sorry. The landscaping of this house is very inspired by Ziminstead. I will link her channel down below. Go check it out. She's amazing. She does really good landscaping. I was just watching a lot of her videos and I was like, oh my god, girl, you got this landscaping game like down pat. And it just sort of inspired me to do a home that was like really landscaped. So it's definitely inspired by that, and I guess I feel like I learnt a lot from watching her videos, so I think that it might look similar. I hope it looks similar because her builds are amazing. So yeah, if it does look similar, yay! And also giving all the credit to Ziminstead. Yeah, so definitely check her video out down below. I have also linked down below a playlist of Sims video recommendations. This is a playlist that I pretty frequently update, so I think you can like maybe like the playlist and then it kind of saves it to your YouTube. So if you want to check that out on a regular basis, definitely like it or something, so that yeah, you can keep up to date with my video recommendations. They're not like my videos, they're other YouTubers, and it's basically the playlist that I watch to get my own inspiration from. So yeah, I definitely recommend checking it out. So yeah, as I said, this build is definitely inspired by Ziminstead, and the landscaping is a lot more than what I would usually do in a build. So the starters video is definitely a little bit longer because there is so much landscaping, and as a result, I think I cut out like 2 of the bathrooms and I cut out the toddler's bedroom being furnished, sort of in place of the landscaping, because as I said, like that's kind of the focus of this build and that is the thing that I was most proud of. So I really wanted to keep all the landscaping in the build. So I did speed it up a little bit. Like I usually do my videos at like sped up 400%. And I did the landscaping for this one at 450, so yeah. I also really like, this is kind of like on a corner block, so I ended up calling it Muted Muse, but I was going to call it like Cornerstone because it has some stone on it and it's on a corner block, and I kind of like how there's sort of like 2 fronts to the house. Like there's the part that you're looking at right now and then where the front door is, but once I started furnishing the home, it was very muted colors and a very like I'd say very cool neutral soft blue and like creams. They're the colors I used on the inside of the home. So because of that, I thought, oh, I want to call it Muted Muse because I was going for something yeah, like more muted. So that's where the name came from. And now just doing like kind of the outside wallpaper, what we're about to start. I have been doing this lately where I put these like, is it a pillar? Oh, I feel like it's a column. A column. Yeah. Like I put those long white columns in sort of on the corners of the home, and I kind of do them to sort of like break up the wallpaper a little bit. I don't know, I kind of think it looks a little bit better when you have the columns there, just to make it look like those brick areas are a little bit different. And then sometimes I'll just put the columns like on the flat part of the wall as well, just to break it up a little bit and add a little bit more like color and stuff. I do find like doing the wallpaper for homes pretty hard. I don't know, like it's just something that I'm really not that great at. So I just feel like if I just use 2 different wallpapers and then I chuck in a whole heap of pillars, not pillars, what are they, columns, if I add in a whole heap of columns, it kind of just, I don't know, like it makes it like a little bit more interesting. And yeah, if you know any good videos on like exterior wallpaper, definitely let me know, because that's something that I really do struggle with. I usually go for the same sort of like this, is it a weatherboard and like that brick. It's very like classic for me, but yeah, that's sort of all I know at the moment. And I just quickly googled pillars, and I am right, sort of. That is a column, but a pillar is like a more fancy looking column. I just had to Google that because I was like, no, I know pillar is sort of right. But yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to be talking about the build a little bit more in this particular video, but I still want to chuck in like a few of my stories, because I feel like in some ways when I only talk about stories during a build, I do all these builds and then I kind of dread doing the voiceover because I'm like, oh my god, like I have to be interesting, I have to tell stories, and I wouldn't so much say that it stresses me out, but it makes me not as excited or as keen to do voiceovers because I'm like, well, I better just wait until something interesting happens that I can talk about. And then I get really like worried, oh, like, are my stories interesting and stuff like that. So I am going to be talking about the build a little bit more and then like chucking in a few stories like when I have them, and then not putting so much pressure on myself to be interesting because I'm not very interesting at all. But in saying all this, I do have sort of a story. So the other night, I managed to get stuck under my desk. So it was really late at night and I'd just come home from work and my husband was like in bed asleep, and he's pretty good. Like, I can usually just play the computer while he's asleep and he doesn't really wake up or anything. I just have to kind of be quiet, obviously, because he's asleep. So I was like sitting on my computer desk and I had one foot like up on the chair and my knee was bent. If you know what I mean, like my foot was sitting on the chair, my knee was bent, and I was kind of like leaning on my leg. And I turned my computer on, and sometimes my computer monitor doesn't respond to like the actual PC, so you have to like go to the back of the PC and like unplug the wire and put it back in again. So my PC is like on the floor under the desk, so I had to do that. My monitor didn't turn on, so I had my foot like up, and I don't know why I would have tried to do this, but I had my foot up on my seat and I kind of like crouched under my desk and got under, and I like did the thing to the cord, and next minute I'm like stuck. And the problem was our bedroom's a little cramped, so I had like my foot like one foot up on the seat, and then I had like all of my body under the desk. My back was like pushed up against the top of the desk and my head as well. And then I had like one arm sort of still around the back of the PC and then like another arm just kind of dangling there. And the problem was I couldn't like push my chair out because it was my foot being on my chair, and then like that was what was wedging me in there the most. But I couldn't move my chair back any further because it kept on hitting the bed. And I'm just like under there. It felt like I was under there for ages. I was probably only like 60 seconds. But I'm just like sitting under there, just stuck. Kind of like, oh my god, what do I do now? And I'm like trying to just like rock my way out. And I didn't want to like obviously wake up my husband. But I was just about to be like, help me! When finally I kind of managed to like free myself. But, you know, that's my little story. Like, it was kind of funny, and I'm like also silent laughing under my desk, trying not to like wake anyone up, trying to like get myself unstuck, trying not to, I wasn't really panicked, but I was a bit like, oh no, I'm stuck. Fortunately I'm not super like claustrophobic or anything, otherwise we could have had some issues. But yeah, that's like my little story. And actually this reminds me of just like silent laughing. I have been on this weird YouTube thing where I've just been watching like all these compilations of news anchors failing, and I was like in bed, I couldn't sleep, and I'm like silent laughing so hard that my husband wakes up. He's like, what is wrong with you? Why is the bed vibrating? And I'm like silent laughing. He's like, what's so funny? And I showed him the video as well, and he didn't find it funny because he was like half asleep. He's like, just stop moving, watch a different video, I'm trying to sleep. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then the next morning I showed him the video, and we were just like laying in bed watching these YouTube videos, and we're both just like pissing ourselves laughing. It was pretty funny. But yeah, I actually want to talk about this bit of landscaping back here. This is something that Lucy does. But basically, landscaping like the area around the house and landscaping the area around the build instead of just like the main parts. So I kind of put in this tree and some landscaping like at the back of the garden, and really focused on like a I was going to say 180. 180 is not what I meant. I mean a 360, like landscaping 360 degrees. And then I put this little like path out the back, and I feel like the landscaping is definitely a lot, but I really, really like it. And then, well, now we're in the garden, and I do a lot of landscaping in the garden as well. I don't know, I really like the extra landscaping. And I probably am going to continue doing it for the next few builds at least. Yeah, I don't know, I really like the way that it turned out. And this garden as well was pretty inspired by Ziminstead. So like the entire outside of the house, like all the landscaping, the garden, the backyard, I would say is inspired by her. Backyards is something that I can sort of struggle with. And what I did in this one is I put like a lot of, like that stone in the backyard. And I've never used that stone before, I don't think, and I quite liked it. And I just found that by putting in like heaps of stones and just like the garden bed, it really filled out the garden nicely. And I guess when you think about it, gardens do have like a lot of plants, and it's like sort of realistic without being too realistic. But I tell you what, those like bushes that I just laid down there, they're like the OG godsend bushes of Sims 4. They're just like, they're so handy. They just, yeah, I don't know. I feel like so many YouTubers use them. They just, yeah, putting them down again. I don't think I do like any builds without them. They're good. They're like fabulous. And I think what I am trying to do is, I don't know, like use plants I haven't used before either. So I'm just trying to do things a little bit different, because I don't, I guess I have like a classic build style, but I also really enjoy trying out new things. And I really love those plants that come in it's like the romantic garden pack. I don't know what that was, but I'm getting all my words just mixed up. Oh, I hate when I do that. I'm really bad for that. I think I get so excited when I talk that I just sort of lose what I'm saying and just start mumbling and putting words together, and it just comes out in some really strange jumbled mess. But you know, can't help. I can probably help it. I could slow down and think about what I say. But, you know, I'm excitable. Yeah, so also putting in a lot of rocks, and I just found that that little birdhouse thing. I'd never actually seen that before. I don't know how I never noticed it. I really wanted to put some more of those lights in, because I really love them, but I don't use them that often. And I think it's just because I personally, I don't know, I can never quite get them to work. Like they're never the right shape or the right height. Like they're always just not quite right anytime I try and use them. So I don't get to use them, but I'm going to try and definitely do it in like another build, because I think that they look so cool. I'm also using, this is from the laundry day. I've seen a few people putting the wicker stuff outside, and I really like the way that it looked. So I had this like cute little like seating area and the barbecue. And I also used, I should have spoken about it before, but I used that thing from the Jungle Adventures pack, and I really like how it looks, because before that one, we didn't really have anything quite like it. We had like a glass one and like, what are they called? I don't know, that thing where the table is. We only had that glass one, and I was happy that we got like more of like a rustic wooden looking one. If you wanted to do like a wedding venue, I think that wooden thing from the Jungle pack would look really, really cute. So this is like the last little bit of the garden. So it's been like 15 minutes of landscaping. Like, sorry, not sorry. But I kind of just put these little like pot plants around to fill in that space as well. And when I do that, sometimes I put like actual plants in the pot plants, but I didn't that time because I figured you'd want to put in like your own little like, I don't know, plantables or whatever they're called. But now we're doing the kitchen, and I had to like remove some of the windows here, because that's sometimes an issue when you do like kitchens and stuff, is I don't like having windows and then the cabinet, what am I trying to say, like a long window and then a cabinet like in front of the window. So I changed it out for these like smaller kind of windows, but it was looking a little bit, I don't know, like it just didn't look quite right to me. So I ended up just getting rid of those windows like next to the stove and then just leaving that wall bare, which kind of looked a little bit plain from the outside, but I just kind of felt like I had to do it because otherwise the kitchen just kind of looked strange and I wasn't feeling it. So that happens in a little bit. But other than that, I really quite liked the kitchen. I love having a kitchen with like little window areas off to the side, like where those pet bowls are. I like the way that turned out. I don't know when, maybe I don't. No, I'm sure I delete those windows at some point. I'm like so certain of it. But anyway, we did this little like dining room here. I was kind of debating because that was sort of the only spot for the dining table. So there's not like a dedicated dining room per se, which I kind of prefer because I really hate decorating dining rooms. I find them really hard to decorate. So I think that it was kind of better just having like the kitchen dining as one sort of room. And I think that it ended up being furnished a lot better. And I do change that dining room table to like a slightly different color. So I kind of went for like the light brown and white in this sort of area. This is probably the most like colorful and vibrant part of the house. From these rooms onwards, it goes pretty like muted and very light. Mostly just like creams, whites and blues. Obviously, because that's the name of the build. But yeah, I do really like this little kitchen area. I just love all the windows. It really brightens the place up, and that's definitely like what I was going for in that one. I think that the Parenthood pack is such like a savior when it comes to these sort of like muted rustic builds, because there's just so much good furniture in that Parenthood pack. It's like definitely one of my favorites. And the Laundry Day pack as well. I think Laundry Day and Parenthood go really well together, and Pets. They're like 3 packs that if you're going to get like 3 together, I think that those 3 are really good to get together. So I'm still certain that I removed those windows in the kitchen, but I just haven't done it yet. So maybe that's going to pop up a little bit later. But now we're going into the lounge room with my OG lounge combination. That's like a combination I do quite a lot, I have to admit, but I still really like it. And I was trying to make this house like tidy with a little bit of clutter. I wanted it to be like, I guess, kind of comfortable looking, but still very tidy. I am going to be doing a build that's very like a lived-in family home. I want it to be kind of like a cluttered, bit of a mismatched family home, because I do sometimes feel like things are very matchy and clean and tidy in The Sims, and I want to do something that's like a little bit more, I don't know, like grungy, a little bit more lived in, a little bit more family-like, I suppose. So this is definitely not that build. This is more of like a clean and tidy home. However, the bedrooms that I did a teen bedroom, twin boy bedrooms, and a toddler bedroom. So there would be a toddler in this house, but I don't know, maybe it doesn't really look like a toddler would be in this house, just because it's not like super cluttered or anything. But I don't know, I still like it. I think that you can have like tidy homes even if you have toddlers and stuff. I don't know, I'm going on about sort of nothing right now. Let's just move on to something else. So anyway, as I said, just kind of like cluttering things up, but not too much. I love that little dog statue thing. I feel like I overuse that, but it's just so good. And I say this like every speed build, we really need a clutter pack. And I don't always like using custom content in builds. I really wish that we had a clutter pack. I just think that would be so awesome, because there is just like so many clutter items that we could get like makeup. Could you imagine that? Like, I guess I'm a female. If you're a male, maybe you wouldn't really imagine it. But like, I have these little like jar things that have all my makeup brushes in it, and I wish that we had that in The Sims, and like makeup things, jewelry boxes, like even, you know, those like pop vinyls. Maybe you don't if you're not a nerd like me, but yeah, just like little figurines and stuff, and yeah, just like a full-on clutter pack. That would be awesome. And oh, that's right, this curtain was driving me insane. I hate how the curtains snap to the windows. It just drives me insane. I wish that you could have some sort of like free placement of the curtains. Like even just like an option where like the curtains snap or they don't snap, because it just actually upsets me sometimes. You can move the window away though and then put the curtain down and then put the window back, but still, like, I'm just gonna complain. Anyway, this little area here, I was going to make it like a formal sitting room, but then I thought that that space would be better used as like a little piano area. I still do put some like some chairs in there as well. So I just kind of imagined it was just like a formal area, but not necessarily like a living room. More just where, you know, maybe one of the kids in the house played the piano and I'd go there to practice away quietly. And, you know, sometimes the parents would come in and watch them and they sit on those little seats, or maybe they come around there just for a bit of peace and quiet and to read a book. So it's just kind of like a little quiet corner of the house. So I just kind of put like the little plant and the tissue box, just like very generic things that I thought, you know, maybe you just come around here. And I put the 2 little books there, and yeah, I quite like the way this little, I don't know, nook ended up. And you could definitely turn that into like a downstairs bedroom if you wanted to, or you could make that a sitting room. So just depending on your needs. I reckon it'd be like pretty nice as like a toddler room or something. Or you could even make it like a big bedroom or not a bedroom, sorry, a big bathroom or a laundry. Because then over to the, like this room here is the study, and then like once again you could turn these 2 rooms into like downstairs bedrooms if you wanted to. I feel like this is like a 3-story home. It's a pretty big home, but it does only have 4 bedrooms in it, so I guess you could definitely add more bedrooms. You could put a laundry down here, just depending what packs you have and like what your needs are. But yeah, I just made this one into like a little study, and I don't know, I like putting studies in because I don't always put the computers into the bedrooms and stuff. So I imagine this would probably be like the parent study. The teen girls room has a computer in it, but none of the other bedrooms do. So yeah, I was having some trouble with this bookcase here because I didn't want it to sit funny against like the curtains. But I ended up just kind of putting it there and deciding that it probably looked okay. And then I kind of did this little like picture collage because I was sick of using the same 3 paintings in the same way. So I still use the same 3 paintings, I just did them a little bit differently. Yeah. Just doing the downstairs bathroom. I think that this bathroom, and I do one other bathroom on camera, the rest I just kind of edited out because I feel like my bathrooms are pretty much all the same. So I'm just going with, you know, like the standard stuff that I usually do in a bathroom. So I didn't think that you needed to see that like time and time again. I wanted to put like a tub in these bathrooms, but I just couldn't because even though it's like a big enough bathroom to put a bathtub in it, there were too many windows, and I don't like putting like anything bathroom related against the window. I think it kind of looks a bit funny, like if you have a window and then, oh hey, like there's a toilet behind that window. I don't know. But now we're doing the master bedroom, and I quite like how this turned out. Once again, very plain and muted, but I do really like it. And I do move that like mirror that's there. Oh, do I? Maybe I keep that mirror there. Looking back on it now, I feel like that mirror is a little bit not childish, but maybe not the kind of mirror that like a parent would have, or not the parents that I imagine live in this house. But I do want the fake little makeup tables. I kind of prefer doing them because I feel like the makeup tables that came with Vintage Glamour, they're just like a little bit too bulky. So I usually end up just doing my own little makeup table. I think I saw Little Simsy do that originally. And I just think it's a really good idea because those tables are so much thinner. You can just fit them in sort of wherever you want. And yeah, I just overall I like that you can customize them more than those makeup tables. This room was a very odd shape, so it had these little like, I don't know, like little cutout bits. But I think that I did in the end like furnish them okay. So I just put that little like seating area there as well, which I don't know, I have to be honest, I don't think I would ever just like sit in my bed. Oh, maybe I would. I don't know, like if I had this room, I don't think I'd ever use that seat. I think it would just be used as decoration. Um, I ended up, just putting like a wall across that bit there because I just didn't know what to put in that corner. It just, I don't know, like it wasn't looking good for me. And I do end up moving those paintings because I'm not the hugest fan of the way that they look. Oh yes, I do move that mirror. Okay, thankfully I moved that mirror. And I put the one from the Jungle Adventures pack there. I love that mirror. That mirror is great. So I just put the plant where that original mirror was and then put the Jungle Adventures mirror there. And I still felt like either side of the mirror was a little bit bare, but I just didn't have anything else that I could put there. So I just left it, and I mean, I don't think it looks bad. I just think that maybe something else could have gone there, but I just didn't have anything else to put there. So I just moved on and then just put like the little rug in, and I put this little... well, it's gone now, but I put that thing at the end of the bed. I kind of just thought it'd be like a little, like a chest at the end of the bed. I know a few people that have that. They just put like blankets in them and stuff, so I like doing that at the end of beds sometimes. This room that I'm doing now is the teen room. I kind of had a teenage girl in mind for this room. Also, I'm like feeling very triggered by the way that I decorated this chest of drawers. I don't know why I just put so many things on it that I couldn't see what was going on, when I could have just like moved the chest of drawers away, put everything, and then moved it back. Like I just did it a really weird way. So I am sorry about that. I'm watching this now like, oh, what are you doing? It's making me like strangely anxious, but it's okay. It's over now. It's over now. This bedroom, I actually wanted to put more in it, but I ended up picking, like, the bedrooms weren't that big, so it was hard to sort of furnish this bedroom exactly how I wanted it to. So I started off just with these two pieces of furniture, and I was like, oh, it's not quite enough, and I didn't really know what to do with the space. But in the end, I think that it turned out okay. You'll see it obviously in a minute, but I ended up putting like this little desk in there because I just felt like a teenager's room just needs a little bit more than what I had put in it. So I changed the bed over as well to something a little bit more plain, and I started off putting that seat there. And then I end up putting in like a single desk, and that plant that's the second time I've used that plant in this build. I really like that plant. I just sort of discovered it and realized how amazing it was. Yeah, so I'm putting in those like tree sort of things. I didn't know what to put on that wall because I was trying to go for like semi-Pinterest teenage girl sort of pieced together bedroom kind of, and this is what I'm trying to put the desk in. I wanted to kind of put it over the bed like that. I thought that would be really, really cool, but it just wasn't going to work with the space, so we end up with this like little single desk, and I just felt like there was not enough clutter on near the bed, and I didn't know what to do. So I actually ended up, I thought this was a really cool idea, I ended up putting like a little like bear and some pillows on the end of the bed, because it just, I don't know, it was a little bit too plain and white and bare. So I think I'm just like, yeah, trying to find it. So I ended up putting that there with a couple of little pillows, and I just thought that that made it look really cool and like teenagery. I don't know. But this is like the top bedroom. This is a 3-story home. Duh, obviously. But I thought that'd be really cool to have like twin boys up in this top bedroom, and you could put girls up here. You could even, like, you could turn this into the master bedroom as well. There's so much that you could do with this top area. It could be like a playroom. It could be, you know, like a teenager's, like a loft bedroom. You could put like more furniture up here and have it like a teenage loft bedroom, and kind of like maybe the teenager doesn't want to move out of home, they just go and live upstairs or something. But what I chose to go for in this instance was twin boys bedroom. So I kind of tried to make it like a bit messy, a little bit cluttered, and like I sort of envisioned that there are like two different people wanting to decorate this bedroom, so I made it like a little bit mismatched with like posters and like different bedside tables and stuff like that. And I put a little TV up here for them, so these kids don't have a computer in their room, but they do have the TV. I really like the way this room turned out though. Like, it was pretty cluttered, which I thought was good. The bedroom was like a really strange shape, so I had to kind of make the room a bit quirky looking, but I think that it worked out well. Like, I think that this room had to be furnished a certain way because of the odd shape. So I'm glad that I just chose, like, you know, sort of a messy twin boys bedroom. Yeah, so I like how it turned out. I skipped out the toddler bedroom. There are screenshots of it, but I didn't record it because this video is already like 30 minutes plus long, and I thought, I wasn't super happy with the toddler bedroom. Like, I don't hate it, but I kind of figured out of everything, it was the thing that I was happy to cut out, if that makes sense. Like, I would much rather have 3 minutes of the landscaping than show the toddler room. So yeah, that is cut out. But we're nearing the end, so I'm going to go now and leave you with some lovely music, and screenshots are about to start. Oops, spoke into them. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to catch you all in another video, and I really hope that you liked this build. Go check out the videos in the description. Okay, guys, bye!